What is going on, you guys? My name is Rage, and we are back today with my Dark Dimension 6 update in regards to the last and final node here now for the completion of unlocking Super Scroll. So having said that, guys, we're going to be starting this off with the same team that we've utilized, but just keep in mind this is notoriously the hardest node of Dark Dimension 6, so we're going to be doing everything we can, but I might have to break this into multiple parts as well, depending on how many attacks we take. But starting things off here, we got Omega Red, Black Cat, Phoenix, Nova, and Shuri. And again, similar to my last node playthrough, we now have the assisted efforts of Apocalypse himself, still in his baby form. So having said that, guys, let's get right into the gameplay. Now, thankfully, we had a really good setup with the last node where, all of our abilities and cooldowns were ready to go. So it's going to set the tone for sure. And that's exactly why we're bringing in Phoenix, because we're going to be using her percentage-based damage. But you'll see in this beginning wave here, we're already up against a very scary team, especially with Tangle Web, Dr. Doom. We also have to deal with Deathpool and her charges, and as well as Archangel himself. So, I mean, right from the get-go, first thing is I think controlling Spider Weaver makes a lot of sense. Sorry guys, charging my phone at the time. And because controlling her, at least then we can actually prevent her from using the abilities to cast charges to miss our attacks. Upon that doing so, I think Black Cat using her special as a follow-up to control, again, Spider Weaver, she's going to be a priority target for this initial wave, just because these characters just do so much damage. So making sure that we land our debuffs is very important. And thankfully, bringing in Omega Red gives us a lot of versatility. We're going to go ahead and we'll follow up to control Dr. Doom, so that way he's not casting abilities if he actually gets charges for his ultimate. Now things are looking really good. Debuffs are spread. We got Phoenix damage, and then finally Apocalypse's ultimate coming into play here with the Empowered. And we do, I recommend finishing off Dr. Doom just because from the looks of it, with Spider Weaver stunned, we can actually take her down slowly. And given the fact that Dr. Doom's out of the way, they're not going to get a heal, and this is a really, really good start for us already. We did really, really good here, but unfortunately this is where it starts kind of snowballing a bit. We were able to at least clean up and finish off Dr. Doom with Weaver pretty close, but you can see how quickly these guys take us down, especially with the way both Archangel and Deathpool actually synergize with their abilities. Now you're going to see pretty quickly here how fast things move. So we do take down finally Spider Weaver, and it does actually spawn a Cersei and a Scarlet Spider, and that's pretty much the story of this entire node. Like these enemies that just keep coming wave after wave, and you have to be very, very ready all the time. And that's why I do appreciate the fact that Apocalypse does have all his cooldowns reset, because that ability block to actually heal and give us a turn is pretty big, and especially helping out the team. We're going to obviously bring back now Phoenix here for additional damage thanks to her going down. Now, it's time for an important control here, because if you let Cersei run loose, she can actually cleanse for the team, and so we want to be controlling her, making sure that she stays put, as well having Omega Red again. Just how critical of a character he has been, especially the fact that his cooldowns are really good at 3 and 5, and then we can always save his abilities and build that up. We also have Shuri that can come back in with the team as well to generate energy. Boom, just like that. Unfortunately, Phoenix is very, very squishy, as you can see. Deathpool one-shotting her. It's impossible to keep her alive, but I mean, she did her job. She did some really good damage, and we took down finally another enemy there, which spawns Emma Frost and now Spider-Man Noir. So again, we have Omega Red taking advantage of his ability block, slowing down another cleanser such as Emma Frost, which is going to help us for sure. And now the focus is going to be Cersei, because we know there's actually an Icarus that's coming here, so we have to move pretty quickly just in regards to getting this done. We're fighting tooth and nail here, and we finally are able to take down Cersei, but unfortunately our team is quite weak now, and as you can see, the moment we take her down, that is exactly when Icarus spawns here. So that's exactly why it's so important to take her down before he comes with that synergy. So now we finally do start to change things up a bit. I actually swapped in Shuri for Phoenix here because I wanted to, to get some capabilities to build up energy again. I can see that they're running low, and having Shuri there with the defense up and energy is going to help us. But right away, we're going to use Nova. We're going to stun, Icarus there to make sure he doesn't use his abilities just yet. Buy us a bit of time to take down some of these enemies, especially with these high-profile damaging ones. So thankfully, most of our cooldowns are in a pretty good spot. But yeah, everybody hits hard in this node, unfortunately. So we just have to be very, very mindful of these abilities. And almost in every wave or node, we're going to be get up against the Emma Frost or a Cersei that has a cleanse. So that's why it's extremely important to be mindful of them. Now we actually control Noir as well. Again, just all these damage dealers. Don't hesitate. Apocalypse finally getting his ultimate. We're going to be taking advantage of this empowered state. Shuri finally getting a chance to use her special with the defense up and energy. So again, it's like such a beautiful balance that we're seeing now, mixing and matching with Phoenix. And this is truly how it works, especially having that extra 6 character for these nodes is definitely a big factor. You can see there, we clean up easily. And yeah, we're in a really good spot now, guys. I gotta say, really love when Black Cat does have a debuff like blind that landed from Emma Frost. You can actually use her ultimate and put that on someone, so that's what we did there with Deathpool. Just some additional synergy that we can utilize, right? Now this worked out for me really good, leaving these 2 Deathpools here as well as Scarlet Spider and Emma Frost, just because they allowed me to kind of build up energy in preparation for the next wave, but as well, you know, they're not too tanky. Obviously Emma Frost always getting her occasional cleanse and her ultimate there that can blind and do some pretty controlled strong damage against us. Just be mindful of that, but it's a good position to be where we can actually build up a bit and anticipate the next wave. I did opt to go ahead and take down the Deathpools first. Unfortunately, having that situation placed upon me, you know, Emma Frost did finish off our Apocalypse, so we did the best we could. We tried to save up as much energy, but at this point then, now we just have to clean up and, like I said, prepare for the next wave. Now, crazy enough, based on how conservative I was being, these 2 actually end up cleaning up my team. Wow, so I was pretty surprised to see that because, you know, Emma Frost is not really a true damage dealer, and then Scarlet Spider actually just did a number on us. As you can see, hits like a truck, but that's okay. I'd rather start off with these 2 and with a full team and anticipate the next wave than obviously going into a nasty wave with only a couple of characters alive. And then with this pause, I do actually bring in Phoenix back because, like, again, we're in a perfect position now to set up some damage, especially we're cleaning up these 2. But just check this out. Wow, just look how tanky they are. So I do go ahead and focus Scarlet Spider first. I also figure, like, why not activate Nova's ultimate, just because we know that there's going to be damage coming. Might as well anticipate it, and that's kind of what my logic was there. In the meantime, he can also build up energy as well, having already used his ult. And honestly, Emma Frost is just way too good by herself, so I, you know, made a mistake. I probably should have just actually started using abilities in that last wave, but we didn't realize how these 2 can both take down our team essentially. So yeah, you know, play it more aggressively next time is going to be the learning lesson here. Now, similar to the last node when we played against a Gambit, the first thing you want to do right away is control him, because if you're going to get some passive pings from him, it's just absolutely going to hurt us. As you can see, unfortunately, they got the cleanse off right away, so something to be mindful if you guys are watching this. Anticipate that, because if that happens, then you know, it's basically a wasted stun, unfortunately. Yeah, so there's that hidden Kestrel in the back there that you may not be able to see, but thankfully we also have Black Cat special back here as well, so we land back that stun on Gambit, not a big deal. And now Apocalypse getting his ultimate as well. So I think a good target is either Gambit or Kestrel, just because of how much they scale in Dark Dimension 6, and it's basically the characters you don't want to deal with. But having said that, if you're using a character like Phoenix on your team, kind of such as myself, I probably should have actually went for Ebony Maw first, but I mean, it is what it is. I wanted to focus on more of the high damage dealers. And then obviously pay close attention to the turn meter of all these enemies. I saw that Emma Frost was coming up pretty quickly here with the cleanse, so we did actually successfully land an ability block on her, which is helpful. With Kestrel down now, you know, this is some meaningful progress, to say the least. But at this point, likely you will face some damage from Gambit, just because he hasn't got a turn, and he finally was able to do so. And unfortunately, 2 of our guys fell. So you can definitely see how fast things really go by when they start getting their abilities off. Your entire team crumbles. Thankfully, some of their ults were wasted on us, so you know, we're in a better position starting off. Alright, with this attack, didn't really get a choice because Cull Obsidian already had the taunt, so we just went ahead with the special there. But we did opt to bring in Shuri because I wanted to be mindful of that Ebony Maw. So as long as he's alive, it's not great that Phoenix is on our team, so this is something else to watch for as well. If you do have Phoenix, we have to counteract this Ebony Maw, which is why I was saying maybe next time I'm doing this, if I do have Phoenix, I should have aimed for Ebony Maw first. Yeah, this was a super ugly attempt. I mean, right from the get-go, a couple of our guys already fell, but thankfully landing the ultimate there and finally actually being able to clean up and take down Ebony Maw. So that was basically my sole mission for this attack. And at least now we just try to soak them in as much damage as possible for the next attack. And honestly, that's really how you find success in Dark Dimension 6 is that, you're thinking always about what's next, not about one-shotting or going through it, especially anticipating how your energy is going to be, your cooldowns and so forth. How is the next attack going to link up with your last? Thank you for the kill there, Gambit. Activating our Dark Phoenix mode for that additional burst in damage. Gosh, and you can just see how much work and how much damage Phoenix is absolutely doing, even despite how low her stats are. I mean, she's a defensive liability, but her damage is definitely something to speak of, even in this high-end game mode. Now, typically I aim for the damage dealers, but seeing as how Thanos was actually channeling energy non-stop to his fellow allies, that's actually the reason why I wanted to target him, because he's definitely a character you don't want to leave too long, especially with Corvus Glaive right next to him. We knew that we had a stun coming here for Gambit, so not an issue. Gambit would have been a really good character to take down as well, but we can take our time with this, knowing that both Thanos and Gambit can be taken care of. After Thanos, 19 out of 36, it is going to spawn a massive cluster of characters, so we opted to actually use Omega Red with the ultimate as well as Phoenix, and bam, just look at all the damage we're doing. I mean, we know we're going to be falling probably pretty quickly here, but at least we were able to burst down a lot of damage. As well, just be mindful of the fact that there is a Cersei already in this mix. There's more Black Order characters that we have to take care of. And at this point, I know I'm finished, but I'm just trying to do as much damage as I can, taking down some of these weaker characters, especially the bleeds, right? Like, it definitely adds up. Fortunately, Emma Frost finally getting her cleanse there, and then we end up pretty short here with Gris activating his ultimate ability in the back there. So, he's hidden. You got to be very, very careful that this Eternals mix is part of the battle now, and we're going to be needing some damage next attack. Yo, there you guys have it. Those are my 6 attacks right there for reference. I'll probably make another video just to follow up and clean this up. But definitely one of the hardest nodes in the game. But great to see that we've made some really good progress here, and excited to show you guys the rest. Thank you, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.